Hey everybody, and welcome back into the Riyadh Masters. It is tiebreaker time as we are getting ready to watch North America consume itself. My name is Cryptic. I'm here with Fog. What is up, man?
Not much. Great time zone for NA as well too. Everybody's West Coast all waking up, I guess, heading into
Yeah.
work. We've already got almost noon coming in here on the East Coast, so for all the NA people, definitely going to be a treat. They're all going to be able to watch this one, and yeah, it's going to be a treat to watch them rip each other apart, right? And I feel like it's been so many times now where we end up in this TSM versus Shopify when it's in the DPC, of course, in the regional kind of
Yeah.
things. These two always duking it out between them, and now it's mostly between them. But yeah, this should be an exciting one because I'd say TSM they've looked kind of, I mean, not the greatest I could say, but they definitely have been trading with some teams. Well, I mean, Shopify just I feel like they're progressively playing worse and worse. I'm not sure what's going on with them.
That is kind of the big question, right? Like they have looked really shaky in a lot of their series, and like this previous series they just played against Aster, it looked like this series was going to go maybe 1-1, but just some rough late game decisions, and they dropped the series 0-2, and now they are stuck here in tiebreakers. So I mean, granted, something similar can be said for TSM. Like, they were actually looking pretty good against BB team in game number 2, and then it kind of just spiraled out of control. So we'll see if they can kind of get their composures together for this series.
It's the thing is, it's important though. It's not a series. It is a series, but it's not. It's a best of one in a way, right? So
Yeah.
it's this is where you bust out the big guns. If you have anything up your sleeve at all, this is where you have to actually use absolutely everything. Shopify, they're gonna get the IO. Let's see how TSM responds to it. There's been quite a bit of responses in the past. Like Disruptor sometimes move up in priority even versus IO just because of the pushing the numbers out and just breaking the relocate a lot of the time. So
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I don't feel like as afraid of Shopify having the IO as I would say if this was like, Gaming Gladiators or Liquid, right? These are two teams that just tend to play this hero like exceptionally well.
yeah.
But Shopify has had some struggles with it for sure. TSM will open their Undying terribly though, so a really, really strong safe lane.
They haven't. I don't think they've opened with this. I know they really do like having the TB +1 in response to them. I know Tomato really likes to play it, but okay.
Yeah.
And this is, if you're gonna go for something, like we said, this is best of one. So if you want like a strategy that goes like late game, some type of extra type of scaling and stuff like that, TSM is already taking themselves with that with the TB early. Only thing you have to watch out for potentially is like the voids and stuff like that that comes up perhaps later on from Shopify. But I don't know if Arteezy wants to play a void either because he's had some, I think, a rough couple games on it.
I mean, coming off of his last Void game, it felt pretty dang bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, it might be something you will get pushed into if we do see some type of weird stuff happen. If they do end up having to draft counter this TB toward later stages, but this should probably just be the Lesh.
Yeah.
So this is also why they go the TB because they just expect this Lesh to come out, and this is the traditional counter in a way to keep the distance. You get Scotty and everything. Although Lesh with BKB can counter Scotty, and if you get an advantage on Lesh, you can run down this TB in a lot of situations. If TB gets to itemization, can be a good matchup.
5 seconds remaining.
I do like the Bat Rider being banned here in first phase from Shopify. Even though TSM haven't had a ton of success this tournament, they have been picking up Bat Rider quite a bit here for Ahri.
Yeah.
And they also go ahead and just ban out the Snapfire. So know that they're going into TSM having first pick in second phase. Snapfire, a fantastic hero you can grab. So they're just going to remove it. They also just don't want to risk giving that one up.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably put Bryo in a bit of an uncomfortable position in matchup, because as far as we've seen, it's like Snap, Lesh, and then Spirits. And that's kind of been our overall mid pool in most scenarios. There's been a couple of the Tinies that trickle in, and then the few Primal Beasts and stuff like that, but start to phase away. I think people are starting to just really stick on Spirits and Snapfire.
Yeah, and unless you're Sumail, then you can also pick Quap. But
outside
of those few heroes.
Yeah. But not versus Lesh. You probably don't
not
do
versus. That's not good.
Yeah.
And like you get the occasional Tinkers and Invokers, but you have to be a specialist on both. And Lesh is probably one of the worst heroes to play against as a Tinker. So
taking out the Terrorblade counter, so they're removing the Darkseer. Shopify taking out I think out of Visage.
I think
Hey,
Kasane
it's
Classic,
Kasane.
right?
Yeah, it's his most played. One of his most played, so I understand that. Legion ban, it's very, very good with for Saberlight. Also is a good pairing for the lane if he doesn't want to go with like an IO per se, if it is something like that. And good versus TB. Goes both ways though. The one thing about the Legion, when I see this one banned, versus it's like maybe they see something else in it too. But when you're playing versus Undying, I don't know. It's just like this hero in the lane and stuff like that is still good versus the Legion, and in the game, you can just Tombstone the duel once you have the grab ally and stuff like that. But just not wanting to play against the Legion anyway. I guess that makes sense.
And it's one of the like hard counters to duel, right? Because Legion just stands there and waits out the duel duration.
Yeah. It does make your group up really strong too. The Legion with the IO always makes like the next person just so much stronger. And yeah,
I guess that makes sense. That's a really good point.
And maybe they do want something about just like these dispels and. All right. They target more Zoo heroes.
I mean, there's Lycan and Beastmaster.
Yeah,
both
I'm
Kasane
thinking
Classics.
I'm thinking the Lycan a little more probably just because it's easier to isolate the IO. Okay, they will.
I agree. Very good against the IO.
I always
So
get
the real question. Oh, go ahead.
No, you first. My point is very stupid, so go ahead.
I love stupid points, though.
No.
That's the point. That's the best kind.
You say yours first. I'll remember mine.
I mean, mine was just gonna say along the fact that like Kasane's hero pool seems to be very straightforward. Like it's almost always the same set of Zoo heroes. Like he was like picked up from TSM exclusively because he was a really good Zoo player. And 7.33, like the original when it came out, has been offlane Zoo meta the whole time, right? It's basically been Beastmasters, Lycans, you know, Visage maybe not as much, but build these Helmet Dominators or now Vanguard, I guess, became really good.
That's a good point. They're going to be able to get the Rubiks. I was going to say my stupid point was whenever IO gets picked, there's sometimes these stupid heroes that sometimes come in. Like, I was mentioning the Disruptor. That's not a stupid one. That's a pretty good one. But we saw, I think it was EG do like the Weavers and stuff like that to attempt to go for these counters and stuff like that. So they're just going to stick with something safe, though. Rubik and Shopify, they stick with something even safer. A very, very strong pressure lane. The Axe Skywrath.
You don't get Legion Skywrath, so you get the Axe Skywrath. I like this a lot.
I like it, actually, from Shopify quite a bit, what they've got right now. They've got Hero to set up for relocates. They've got Skywrath who can set up for ganks kind of on the side also, too. And this is a pretty cool pick.
Rubik also gets nothing from Axe. Like, almost nothing.
Right now, his spell steals are they're only Lash, really. Skywrath is depending on what you can get. You don't really get the best ones. A fun thing to point out, too, is Saberlight. Has he actually played the Axe recently? Not so much, but for people who remember Saberlight's actual introduction into the pro scene, this was the hero that he made his name on.
I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah. The old school
I've been
when
following
he was...
him for a while, but I don't remember that.
Man, what team was he on now? I am drawing a blank. Before... this was years ago.
This was, what? He went from TSM to Shopify, right?
This was like his first, one of his first...
So this would have been pre-TSM days?
This might have been Hippomaniacs.
Oh my god, I forgot that was a team. I remember that name.
Yeah, because I remember he used to do some creep cutting shenanigan and like kill couriers and just pop off. And I think it was during like the... Man, I don't know why I'm remembering so much, like maybe into like the qualifiers of TI or something like that. I don't know, something like that, whatever. Either way. Very good, he's a very good, comfortable, good Axe player, so I like this. I think it actually works really well. It's a great pressure lane. Good to trade with the Undying, too, because then you Battle Hunger him, and Axe, you're going to get decayed, but Skywrath hits him and hits him and hits him and trades concussive. So it's a lane that can actually perhaps withstand some of that pressure from Undying.
Okay. I just want these tiebreakers to be good, you know?
Me
Is that
too.
too much to ask for? They do the Kasane Beastmaster. We knew that this was the other Zoo hero that was still left. Not as good as the Lycan, probably this game, but still very much in his wheelhouse. It's a decent lane with the Rubik. And I think you just ban out like the couple like really hard counters for the Beastmaster lane, the Bloodseeker being the primary, right? That one has been pretty devastating for a lot of players.
Yeah.
And then do you ban Drow would be my question.
I'm like trying to wonder which ones because then it's how much for the lane do you want to go and how much for the game? Or do you want to just go for the ones that are good for both? Because that, like you're saying, like the Drow, the Bloodseeker kind of mixed, I would say, a little bit versus the
Yeah,
TB.
not great in a TB, but Drow like wins both lane and kind of carry matchup.
The one that's interesting though is like, with the Bloodseeker, you can amp up your Lesh, and then the Lesh becomes the carry. So you can Blood Rage the Lesh, and he goes crazy. Besides just having lane counter, so that could
like
be
that.
perhaps something. They'll look at the Slark first. That's another one that can just ruin. And they have like no floor targeted ability. I guess they have like Decay and Beastmaster axes, but besides that, nothing to really hit him through Shadow Dance.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I don't really want the Drow. I want something that's a little bit more like self-reliant, because right now his pairing is, I guess he's with the IO, but
Yeah, he's with the IO lane. It's
maybe
kind
it
of
is
just
fine.
passive.
maybe it is. Yeah, maybe Bloodseeker just seems really right to fit the best overall, but
The thing is like at the end of the day, I think Shopify have a few heroes that are okay for them to pick here. Like even
that's fair.
Morphling's not bad. Like Morphling is still good. So I don't think TSM can really like ban out everything. I think it's probably coming down to what they want in the mid lane, and there is a puck ban. I mean, you have Abed like heroes still available, but playing into the pretty solid catch of Skywrath, Axe, and Lesh is a little scary.
TSM FTX's turn to ban.
I'm unsure
I
right
gotta
now.
get rid of Pango.
I'm also thinking maybe like a Void, perhaps still too for TZ, but then again, we're still thinking about that Void thing that we were talking about from earlier, you know?
True, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I mean, Void would be great. You have the Skywrath follow-up, Lesh follow-up, Axe with a call as well. There's a lot of
I'm just seeing
of things you can dump into it. Yeah.
I'm seeing a limited catch in particular too. There's a Rubik Lift and a Roar, so I mean maybe. That's why when I see the puck ban, that's the only reason why that one moved up a little bit for me. The potential of either the Morph or that Void. Morph, Void, Bloodseeker are the three that I'm thinking. I'm not sure in what particular order.
I would say Faceless Volt. Okay, they banned the Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker's
I think we're
gone.
both right with this. I think this is probably the big one.
It's the one that
I
fit
would
the draft
say-
the best, like overall, I felt like.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see the Faceless Void regardless of. I think Arteezy's pretty okay at brushing things off.
Okay, they'll do so.
Okay, Medusa, huh?
Okay.
I mean, there's not a good mana burn hero that you can really pick from the mid lane. You mentioned limited catch. Who am I missing from mid that can play this?
That's a bit of an interesting pick. I wasn't certain that he would do that one. I thought he would pick something that was more able to join like with his team a little bit more. This one just feels like he's going to be playing his own game on the different side, but
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll
And
bet
they'll
Primal
do-
Beast.
or Brile Primal Beast.
Or
right,
yeah, Brow Primal Beast Whip.
But
Sorry.
we've seen this matchup. The Lesh is a very good mid matchup versus the Primal in the lane. In the game, Primal Beast can actually be quite good versus the Lesh to catch him out and stuff like that. But as the lane goes, it's not the easiest one for a Primal Beast. Still think I'm okay with Shopify's. I'm not crazy about the Medusa overall, but I like the other 4 picks that much that it kind of pushes me. But TSM has a very comfortable draft too. Like this is probably the most comfort TSM draft I think I've seen in quite some time. Like they got pretty much like all the signature heroes, I feel like.
Yeah, Kasane literally is Beastmaster impersonated, and Tomato is basically Terrorblade, right? Like these are some of their most played heroes of all time. I don't know. I like the draft. I worry that you don't really have an answer to the Medusa. We'll see how well they play around this IO Leshes. They have looked pretty good with it, but
They've looked
again,
quite good with it, yeah. It's their best, I
Well-
think, they've looked with.
yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting though. NA versus NA in the tiebreakers. As a NA, fanboy, it is hard to see, but I am excited. I'm
And they
excited
will
to
reign
see.
supreme, don't worry.
Yeah, we'll be at TI Grand Finals. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, this is, I don't know. The Medusa pick is just a little strange for me, but I still think I like just the pressure they can put in. I have some faith in Saberlight Axe. I don't think it's like a big draft advantage by any means. I actually quite like what TSM has also, but I like the first 4 of SRs, maybe just a little bit more, but we'll have to see. It's going to be up to a lot of these plays and how these lanes end up playing out in particular. In particular, I'm going to be looking at mid a lot to see how much Albed's able to get versus Brile, how much he's able to dominate that matchup, and then how much the Sky and Axe lane are able to actually apply pressure versus an Undying TB.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We're gonna jump right into game number one. I guess of one. This is best of one. Tiebreakers. I've been used to saying game number one of the series, but it is best of one tiebreakers. The winner of this will advance to play Tundra, and then we will see what ends up happening there. So a lot on the line for both these teams. No one really wants to get eliminated at the moment, as this is a pretty big tournament. A lot of prize money on the line.
And yeah, we'll have to see. I'm going to be a little critical. Apologies to the RTZ fans. I mean, I'm also, of course, an R-Tour fan. Known him forever, but I'm going to be a little critical of when I watch him because I've gotten to see now multiple games on his Medusa where he has, like, Aeon Discs or Satanic or a Paladin or sort or something like that. And I'm like, R-Tour, come on, man. Like,
Yeah, we saw the Paladin
these
sword
mechanics
Medusa the other day.
He knows these mechanics is the thing. Like, you know that he does. It's just sometimes in these games maybe a bit of like a brain fart. I was reconnecting, by the way, so sorry if I'm missing anything.
Oh no, you are good. All that commentary was perfect.
Okay, good. But yeah, I'm going to be checking a couple things. I'm sure he won't make the mistake again, but I think in Bali he bought a Aeon Disc and a Satanic and then immediately realized, wait, these items don't do absolutely anything on Medusa.
Yeah, I saw the clip of the Aeon Disc play, and my initial thought was like, all right, so what? Aeon Disc is a great late game save item, right? And then I like saw the interaction, and I'm like, oh,
like, oh
that's awkward. So we'll see. He's just doing the research for everyone else. You know, he's making those mistakes every once in a while so that the rest of the Dota community can learn, not just him.
No, very true. There you go. I like that. The Aeon Disc incident. Isn't that the despair, right? Isn't that the meme people say? The incident.
It's just, yeah, probably. It's nuts. That's up there, I'd guess.
Yeah. And so they're going to have an IO Medusa lane. I mean, the IO could definitely, they could definitely get some kills up here, I would say, on the side of TSM. A pretty aggressive lane, and they can actually use Boar in this lane, so potentially could get some catches once he gets some extra levels onto it there. But they can double dip pretty nicely with the IO and the Medusa providing that extra mana regen when he gets Bassy. That's going to be pretty strong up here.
I didn't realize IO's base movement was actually so high. For some reason I thought it was slower.
And I'm gonna
Either way, yeah, you're right. They're actually getting a lot of damage in just because of the Boar and Ari just right-clicking them over and over. They don't have a lot of pressure into Kasane at all.
I think Kasane should get some really solid farm up here. I definitely think they have the bit of the stronger lane on the side of TSM in order to apply that pressure here. But they should be able to get farm and push, like, as long as they keep the lane in a good position on SR, they should be able to get that farm on TZ. Mid, Bryle, he should suffer a decent amount here versus Abed. Especially the first, like, 4 levels from what I've seen it tend to be pretty difficult for these Primal Beasts.
I kind of think, like, when Bryle, who Bryle targets this game. It has to be just like IO or something, right? Like, I can't imagine he can go on to anyone else.
Very likely he needs to find the back line. Yeah, I'd imagine so. Someone has to be the one to go for the IO in most of these fights, and I think that it's probably him and the Rubik in most situations, so.
Okay. Bottom lane, we are going to see Tomato and Whitemon. I mean, they committed Tombstone and Meta, both coming to an end here, and the lane's in a pretty rough spot. They did manage to push under the tower, though, so it should reset a little bit. Whitemon
might get him.
That is brutal damage. How close was that?
It was
85 damage when he had 80 health.
Enough. Yeah. Top.
Very close. But yeah, top. They actually get the Medusa. Okay, the level 2 timing, I suppose, just too good. They've been wearing him down slowly with the boars.
I mean, Ari just playing with Inner Beast and just literally right-clicking. He probably has the highest physical damage done in the game at this moment, just literally hitting the Medusa, hitting the IO. And they're keeping the lane in a pretty good spot, TSI. This is a nice spot to be able to go aggressive. It's not so close to the tower.
Dire are scanning.
Damn, I didn't expect it to be this rough for Bryle, but it is.
Ooh.
Even rougher than I mean, I've seen this one be one-sided, but I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah. They do manage to get a nice turnaround bottom off the 14 stick charges, but top lane, they find Fly and Kasane with the body blocks. They're just going to chase Dusa all the way back to the tower. He has to kill the boar. That might be what saves him here.
but look at the damage he takes. I mean, I love
Yeah.
that Kasani went for the boar. I've seen sometimes people just still go axes in some of these lanes. Sometimes you have to if it's just a constant boar cure, but in this lane you're already seeing the power of how much it's able to do.
Dude, I also did not expect mid to go this bad. This is something else. Bryle canceled his onslaught.
And he's just going to get it
loses.
denied. Oh my god.
He's also in a lot of trouble here. Crit comes in with the blood grenade. He doesn't have mana for another spell, but can they chase him into the trees? They're gonna try.
He's turning.
Trample, trying to turn on to crit here. He actually
Nice
just
play.
gets the kill. He's got an onslaught. If he can get to the trees, maybe.
He's okay.
The bonus armor's fine. Okay, Bryle ends up coming out ahead in that exchange, just slightly too low on the resources there for
Nice.
Shopify.
Nice identification to be able to just turn and mana versus crit there. Well played. I mean, when he's this far behind, he needs that type of kill. So, good little pickup there. But yeah, I did not expect it to be this one-sided. I know it's one of the worst matchups for Primal Beast in mid, but damn. I've been bringing it to him this game.
I mean, and they knowingly picked this, right? Like, this was the last pick Primal. And he's going to instead just come bottom, try and just find a kill onto Saber. And boy, does he just disappear from the game.
Cool rotation. That's,
Dude,
I mean,
he
this
has
is
so many decays on him. He had 12 strength stolen.
and it's as meta's up too. I like when I see these primals do this. It's like when the lane is just so rough. This is like the, you know, Thompson, whatever you want to call it, rotation that people were talking about. Doesn't mean I mean, you're giving a absolutely free game to Abed, but a nice move to continue slowing down Saberlight. Tomato is free farming.
Medusa is very far forward right now in this lane, and the boards are just going to keep him slowed up. Fly, he's trying to just force feed him some mana, but Arteezy is out of mana, and might fall out of life here.
Ooh.
Fly with a salve, actually going to keep him alive. Very nice.
Yep, they didn't break it actually. Ari didn't hit Fly.
And that being said, Fly, he will have the tether again if he needs to use
still
it to
going
get
for
away,
him.
but he's just sacking himself. He can't
And
get away.
Arteezy,
They did get the boar. So he walks away. Fly literally sacked himself to kill the boar.
I mean, this lane is a big problem up here for Shopify. TSM, Kasani getting this type of start, it's scary. This Beastmaster, not something you want to be giving this type of game to. I've seen the way that they're able to play with this, with a TB as well too. It's a very, very strong draft. For Shopify though, they still have that huge advantage in the mid lane, but Arteezy's going to need some time to perhaps recover.
I think he definitely will, and to be honest, like, Kasane's going to have his Helm of the Dominator in 400 gold.
That's an
You
issue.
can't sit in this lane anymore, right?
No, and the thing is that you don't have... Your Axe is kind of struggling a little bit, and your supports do nothing to Dominator. Like, they actually just feed to summons.
Oh, crit.
He's
Goes for just a moment. They drop the Tombstone and a Blood Grenade, just for good measure, as they find themselves a kill. And they're going to get the tower with this Tombstone, and lets you bring some heroes here. So, it's huge.
Feels like he's the only one actually having like the good game at the moment for side of Shopify. He tries to steal the stack, but won't end up finishing up. Bryle makes his way over. 7-1. Nice moves. Good aggression coming out from TSM in this laning phase.
Okay. This is good stuff. Absolutely. Kasane top net worth, followed by Tomato. Saberlight is really struggling on the Axe, but just mostly, like I said, mostly XP. You would like to be a little bit better off right now. This Primal Beast, though, also super low.
Yeah, the scary thing is though is that Abed's a killing build, or like with the lightning build and everything. So their tower pushing on Shopify is going to be really weak, and TSM's going to have options to take towers really early with this Beastmaster.
Nice grab here. He'll just walk into the top side with the smoke. They find the Undying, but Kasane, he's safe, and he's got a really good ward. The Helm of the Dominator is done. He's just gonna farm.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh man, if they find, I mean, he's got a haste rune now, but no mana left, so it just burns a little bit of Arteezy's mana. Just goes back.
This doesn't feel like a great place for Arteezy to be though. I mean, he's been pushed out of top. He's only level 5. He's slowed down significantly this game. Terrorblade, I mean, it's now a 1k differential, and TB can just send illusions to farm at the same time, while Deuce always has to be there where she wants to farm.
Yeah, she like has to get her Manta to like start accelerating her farm. Like the Manta is like 100 or so GPM increase because you know you just split push. But the Sonic top lane forced a roar onto the IO. Maybe he wasn't forced at all. He's trying to just find the kill himself. They will have to clean up the Centaur. Now the chase back the other way. Abed falling a little bit low on mana, but the mana boots as a response. Kasane will burn, and they're looking for Ari as well. The split earth from Abed right on the money.
Great
It's going to be 2 kills for the Lesh. Fantastic find. I'm a little bit surprised Kasane wasn't just lane cutting, but finally gets found in the top lane. Big for them.
Maybe he thought that there could be a rotation that happened, like if they dove too far since he's up there, but I think Ryo went for his own play at the same time and got Saberlight, so...
Yeah, they lose tier 1 as well.
Yeah, they lose some, but they get some out of it. I like
Saberlight is just getting owned.
Yeah, I like this move, though, a lot from Shopify. Just bringing 4. I think that's... Or bringing 3. I think that's how they kind of have to play at this point, since the Axe is slowed down and since the Artesias. They have to make space, so run around with Abed. That being said, though, I mean, it's definitely going to hurt a bit, because TSM, they're just going to be able to maximize and farm across the map with the way that they've gotten this start here in the first 10 minutes.
You're not really slowing down Beastmaster. He didn't lose much in the lane, right? The wave was at a position where he missed like maybe half a creep wave, gets his resummon on the Helm Doms, and he just goes back to farming. And to find this kill again, you're going to have to do something similar, right? Bring multiple heroes, and probably spend a decent amount of time trying to like chase him through the trees. So he'll probably play a little bit more defensively now. Mid lane.
Abed
for the power runes. It's going to be an invis bottled up by Abed. They get the split earth, the silence into the Mystic Flare. They're trying to keep Ryle alive. He gets the onslaught, but the attacks are coming out. They find the kill. Great high ground tombstone here from Whitemon. Can they finish off Fly? He will fall. Abed now 3, 4, 5 zombies on top of him. No way to cancel the TP. He almost finds the kill.
That was very close. I mean, that's a tombstone in a perfect position.
Does still 4-point lightning storm, and he also is on his way to a vessel as a response to this IO.
Yeah, that's, I mean, pretty good. IO, Lash, Axe, gonna be great versus all of them here. Artesia getting a bit of space to farm, but Kasani looking to get aggressive.
He's gonna roar him, dude. Yeah, he's got a Hurricane as well. It's gonna be near impossible to get away at this point.
He's got him.
And he is absolutely dead.
Oh my god, a solo kill. Had some concerns for this Dusa. More concerns rising. I mean, Tomato is getting absolute freedom, and Artesi's not getting the best space. I think, yeah, Shopify, I think you just got to keep moving. Abed, you got to keep pulling him around the map to try to fix this issue that's happened already.
And they're smoking up here. They know this. They're fine. Yeah, they're just going to find him. They're going to back out on TSM and just kind of give this one up. That being said, Abed is taking a ton of damage. Gets Hurricaned away. There's going to be the Split Earth finally coming through. So Beastmaster does die, but again, the exact same trade. Ryle goes bottom and kills Saberlight.
And Tomato's getting the kill credit, is the thing. Like,
yeah.
Man, I think I maybe jinxed Saberlight. I talked up his Axe, and he's having literally no game. It's 0 and 4. Tomato is just 3 kills now at this point, level 9. Tomato getting enabled, and Artesia getting slowed down.
Paimon, again with a high ground tombstone. The creeps are just killing it, though, which is... He's like, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted. I'll just farm the camp instead, I guess.
A reload for nothing.
Yeah. Just gonna do some stacks. Whoa, that was a really weird re-aggro there. Okay. Doesn't get the stack.
I saw that too. I don't know.
They like re-aggroed the tombstone, and as soon as the tombstone died, they all just stopped following. It was bizarre.
I've seen some weird creep mechanics since the dawn of time of Dota, so...
Yeah.
Rylo's got some nice stacks to work on here. Triple camp. We'll be able to finish that one off. A DD in the bottle. And his farm, you know, sure, he's behind the Lash by a decent margin, but he's made it work. Anyway, he's found quite a bit on the map here with this Primal Beast. 11-7. And, oh god, Artesia.
Oh no. That is a telekinesis into the Hurricane and pummeled into the ground as 4 heroes surround him.
Oh, what's he doing there? That's a very, like, bold place to be versus this type of lineup who can wrap around onto you. That's, I mean, another death for Artesia. This Dusa pick, so far, seemingly doing nothing.
Whitemon's BM there, it might actually be so legendary. Just kills him, just no brains. Dude, and then tips him. That is brutal.
Undying has some of the best, honestly. I hate life, no brains. Oh, there's something. Yeah. Okay, so... For Shopify, next timing, I mean, kind of only timing, it feels like they're going to be hitting these next few moments. It's pretty much the blink on Saberlight to open up, get some reload ganks and stuff working, to get some space, because at the moment, I mean, Artesia just has none. He's almost getting doubled by Tomato pretty soon.
Oh man, Saberlight almost farmed an ancient camp and then pushed away by Whitemon and Brow. I will say the ward game that's out from TSM right now is so good. Like they have so much vision over where like Shopify would like to farm, but just
And look
can't.
at this. They're actually making a quick move. They saw Shopify setting up. They're actually bringing 4 or 5 heroes.
Brow's got DD, man. This is going to be a lot of damage. Good Yules out from Abed. But no more DD.
Good disengage.
Sad Shino.
Very, very good disengage. Ari actually has, in my opinion, one of the probably better spells he can steal this game besides the Lesh Stun. He has Ancient Steel. This is actually an incredible ability. Just how much you can amp up from a Primal Beast or anything.
And just super far cast range, right? Oh, they found the Isles Relo. They're going to drop Ward Sentry here. Fly going to get silenced up with exactly what we were just talking about. And a quick Dino kill for Brile. Good Hurricane plays once again. I love this spell. I think it's one of the coolest additions to the jungle creeps in a long time. I'm glad that Kasane is using it. Yeah.
It's the best creep, in my opinion, nowadays. Like, we saw it rising a lot more when like, these Dooms started becoming super fun. It's the best creep. It really is. Well, best mid-game kind of creep.
Yeah.
Like there's just so many crazy plays that you can do, saving or aggressive plays. It's hot.
Having a directional maybe Force Staff is just, that's a pretty good thing to have, I would say.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Arteezy in the absolute corner of the map. I thought this is a much better position for him. I like this spot better for the Deuce up here in the middle of nowhere.
Dire's top tower
With the way that the game has gone so far. Shopify, they're smoked up, looking to perhaps try to find Tomato. But the TP's back up for the side of TSM. Yeah, they've got all but Whitemon. And he actually has one being delivered. He's actually going top to join his team. He's got his Manta already finished up.
That is absolutely nuts. So,
huge.
Can you, like, just play for the Roche as well here on TSM?
Very soon. I think you probably
Right?
wait for the helm timing. You're about to have the helm of the Overlord, and then you can do that.
Oh, yeah,
right now,
he's
they're still
80.
hunting. But yeah, I think that's the next call. I think when your helm comes out, you can probably look to like poke top or poke wherever, and then just straight to Roche, because you have actually probably one of the best Roche lineups. Besides having best Roche lineups with no minus armor.
Yeah. I mean, outside of the what was it, the shenanigans with Arc Ward and Terrorblade we saw a moment ago, but
yeah,
outside of those, probably the best.
Yeah, I mean, Arc Warden with Illusion Heroes can always be just broken the way that the bubble works.
Yeah.
And so far, I mean, TSM, they forced a glyph up top, so they could potentially get this tier 2 and then just go straight to the Roche right afterwards.
I mean, absolutely. They see the Lesh bottom on the tier 1, right? Like, this is a tier 2 for tier 1 trade. They're going to force them back to the high ground anyway, because you're going to have Kasane's boards and Tomato's illusions. It's going to chip this this tower eventually.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, so far, not actually running direct. I thought they would just run straight for the Roche, but right now, not having information of where Shopify is, so...
Oh, Kasane needed his creep. He ran back for the Thunderhide. They're going now.
Good call. All right, yeah, my bad.
No, you were right, because I was also wondering the same thing, and I was like, well, where's the heck the Beastmaster go? He ran straight for the Ancient Camp.
That's why he TP'd to the tier 2. I was wondering why he did. Okay, yeah, whoops. Brain fart. But yeah, with this, very difficult for Shopify, I'd say, to contest. Arteezy's still not in realms of wanting to look to contest. And it's going to be, this is when TSM's like fully set up for it, so you expect there's going to be Hawks and everything, so I'd be shocked if SR looks to contest that. I think they'll look to just play the eco game.
Yeah, they even dropped the Flesh Golem for this, and the Tombstone. Why not? Just get this as fast as possible and get back on the map. So what is Shopify waiting for at this point? Like, obviously, they need a lot of items, right? You've got the Manta done on Arteezy, you got Bloodstone done on Abed, but Saberlight's still decently far away from his... it's about 600 gold from his Blink. Or from his Blade Mail.
I mean, for them, not sure. All I know is TSM is absolutely super ready to fight. They've got literally everything ready. They've just got all those item timings too. I think Shopify ideally wants to split the map up and look for a pick-off with the IO somehow, but TSM's not really giving them that opportunity.
They just smoked right by Saberlight. He got very close to getting down there.
Ooh. Even Abed just gets out. They've lost so much of the map. They're even losing another tier 2 here. The space to farm for Arteezy is just so limited. And top,
they're just going straight in. That's just BKB from Brile. Crit, not gonna be able to do anything. The Pulverize just sets up a freebie. As Saberlight, he walked in, he blinked in.
He walked in.
Oh, he did walk in. He didn't get the blink at all.
Wait, what?
Did he get hurt? Oh, he got Hurricane. No, he didn't have Hurricane. What the heck
He didn't
happened?
have it. I
Was
think
it
he just
telekinesis
walked.
from the high ground?
He might have been. Okay, that might have been. I didn't see. I just saw that he was on the low ground immediately.
Yeah, I think he was at the high ground and got pulled down because I didn't see him come via mid, so he got pulled down from Ari, I think.
And they have a frenzy creep with a TB hitting this. I mean, this Rax looks completely dead. I think you can't even contest it. Just split up the map.
That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, they're just running down mid.
When are you going to be able to fight, though? You're losing so much. You've lost literally everything so far in this game. Your Axe is 0-5. Your Deuce is 0-3. TSM, they can just react to any move now. And the thing is, for Shopify, like looking at their next timing of items, too, let's say the Blade Mail on the Axe, the BKB on the Lesh, doesn't feel like it's really going to fix much of anything with how huge TSM is. Tomato has a Scotty.
Okay, so yeah, I did see the follow-up. He TP'd into the barracks, like behind the tree, and Ari instantly telekinesis him to the low ground.
Okay, good eye.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I was expecting them to just bail out, and then I just see like a Saber Light right in the midst. I'm like, wait, what the hell? Like, another smart move from TSM though. They take mid tower, swing it to bottom. There's no meta.
Oh, there's your blink call right onto the Beastmaster.
Oh,
but the Sunder from Tomato. That's always going to be an option. BKB popped on the Primal Beast. He's got that Pulverize. He wants to use it. He's going to. Whitemon taking a ton of damage. They're going to try and maybe burn down Ahmed. Tomato, he's got that second life to play with. He's still alive through it all. Ahmed with the Bloodstone. Is it enough? Brile trying to find the damage as well, but the seals from Fly are doing work. Arteezy is out of mana. Saberlight about to be out of life as well. Oh boy, 2 dead. And the relo is scouted.
They're too
big.
big.
Onslaught in a moment. They are absolutely too big. You have Tombstone, Flesh Golem still going. Tomatoes up onto the high ground, just zoning out any tether target.
Look at
instead,
Crit.
he's just going to run down Crit. The Scotty, dude.
This is
not
without meta.
respecting how strong he is.
A whole fight without meta, and they lose literally nobody because they're perfectly set up. I mean, Shopify, that might just be it.
I don't know. You can't afford to buy back, right? Like, you're already too far behind, but you don't find anything here. You have Roar and meta coming up. Like, nothing was spent here on TSM outside of a BKB on the Primal.
Sunder's back up in 10 also, too. I mean, BKB is going to be back up for this Primal Beast also. This is likely a second set. No Stone Gaze for 15 seconds. I mean, TSM, I'd likely to just stay here. There's still meta going.
Yeah, absolutely. You are not going to be able to really threaten this TV. They're going to go for
Manta
the call.
dodge.
He Manta dodges it. What a guy. Tomato has been on point with his Manta dodges this tournament. I will say that. He's been very flashy.
Some reason they first 2 picked this hero. I mean, today.
You're just going to straight to your force. They don't. Are they just going to force the hands of Shopify? How much time is left on meta? It is almost done. They're going to back. Okay. It's some chip damage onto the tier 4s and yeah, he duels the creep so that he can get the extra 250 gold.
Desperation. Down to bottom. TSM. They can just stick and keep going. It seems like they can even they can just fight even without meta. So perhaps even being like, we don't even need this. Like Tomato, he's got 90 seconds, but they can keep going if they'd like to. But they can also just take Tormentors and be as safe
and
as
Wisdom
possible.
Rune.
Yeah.
Oh.
The world is their oyster at this point. They have destroyed this game.
Yeah, it's an 11k lead here at 22 minutes. Doesn't seem like the most, but you have a completely untouchable Terrorblade. And Kasane as well, with a pipe now completed. Just going to make life so much more difficult. That call into Mystic Flare, it's not a guaranteed kill at all.
Nope. And yeah, they're just pushing even without the meta. So, even though it's 60 seconds on cooldown, this tower's dropping.
You've got Hawk Vision, a Tombstone at the ready here for Whitemon if he wants to use it. Who almost... Dude, he's got Holy Locket almost with mech completed. Like, there's just so much sustain out of these guys.
Yeah, it's cool to see the build that he went for, too. He actually just went for Max Soul Rip rather than Max Tombstone. I just actually saw that a couple times in the fights, how much heal he was putting out. Very cool. Feeling like they don't even need the Tombstone for the team fight. He can just do the Soul Rip for sustain because they're winning all the fights.
Yeah. There was the fight right here in the triangle, right? Where Tomato, like, had Aegis, and I thought he was just, like, you know, would drop the Aegis immediately and get Soul Ripped, and suddenly he's like, oh, I can keep fighting.
I mean, they've literally gotten It's like the dream, I guess you could say, for TSM. They've gotten every aura. They've got mech. They've got pipe. They've got drum. They have a spirit vessel to counter the IO as well too. They've really ticked all the boxes. For Shopify, I mean, honestly, they've ticked like only Albed's ticked any boxes, it feels like. Like Saber literally hasn't had a game whatsoever. Neither has Arteezy.
Look at this smoke wrap around in the mid lane. Kasane will potentially find some vision here with the call. Okay, gonna come out. Axe taking just a ton of damage. Jules will stop up the initiation of that Primal Beast. The Tombstone is gone, but Abed's on the run. The Pulverize just grabs him, and Tomato just beats him down. The Roar catches the Medusa. The reload gets him out, but the GG is called. The game is over. TSM will move on to play Tundra. Shopify's hopes are just now that Tundra lose, like that TSM lose the next game. They have to hope for a replay at this point of these best of ones.
Yeah, I mean, their first 4 picks, their draft looks good. This Dusa pick, I think it like kind of broke their draft a little bit, and also they just got crushed from these like rotations and everything. TSM outplaying, outdrafting, outdoing everything. It feels like this game. This was honestly beautiful. Even though Bryo did have a tough time in mid, I feel like he didn't, because he made the move bottom immediately, killed the Axe. Then he found the Axe like 2-3 more times to set up Tomato for an absolutely glorious game. So, yeah, sure, he didn't win the mid matchup, but it felt like he kind of did.
Had a ton of impact still. He finishes 5-1 and 8, right? Like one death after he was like half the CS of the mid laner. And a lot of it comes back to Kasane's lane, right? Where they just completely bullied out Medusa and Io. And in order to actually like slow him down, they bring these like 3-4 hero rotations. And they just get the counter kill on a Saberlight every single time. It was just 1 for 1.
Yeah, I think this top lane actually broke the game completely. Like the fact that they get these like early towers, they can actually just move around bottom. It's these side lanes. Like these side lanes just got way too owned. Tomato is able to just pressure towers, be able to get pretty much anything. Dusa's level 5 when he's almost like level 7. He's just sending illusions. Arteezy maybe with some like movements that weren't the best, showing up to mid and getting killed a couple times. But either way, like this was just a beatdown from TSM.
Yeah, it was super sick. Yeah, we'll see. It is, again, these are kind of a best of 1 3-team round robin tiebreaker. So it will be TSM moving to play Tundra right now. If TSM wins, we're done. They get the 2-0s. They will be the ones advancing. It would be Tundra and Shopify eliminated. If Tundra win, we'll be back with a 3rd game after that one. So we'll have to see. We're going to go to a short break, everyone. Stay tuned for more here on the Riyadh Masters. We'll be back in a bit.
Open your eyes.
When you look into my eyes, tell me what do you see?
Tonight, I'm gonna show you the wonders of the mall.
Hey, I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to lose.
I need warriors.
So is this what you want in? You want a war? Show me what's up then. Now we ready to bust in. Take everything, leave 'em with nothing.
There is a place where you can elevate what's hidden inside. Where you can reframe yourself. Sonomi means the new you. The you can step into. Because when we know who we really are, we become unstoppable. Enter new dimensions of you. Sonomi.
could decide where I should remain, where I would hide, sure as the sun, come rain or shine, I know where I belong. If time were to stand still, if I had a say, where I'd run to, where I would lay, if time bent to my will, if I could decide where I should remain, where I would hide. If time were to stand still, sure as the sun, come rain or shine, I know where I belong. Sure as the sun, come rain or shine, I know where I
everybody, and welcome back here to the Riyadh Masters. It is tiebreaker number 2 of Tundra taking on the winners of our previous game, TSM. Very excited for this one. Another NA versus NA game, right, Fogged?
Always, my boys. My Snay and my Owie, my Curtis.
Big fans of Snay and Aoi, obviously. They've been huge like staples in the Dota scene for a very long time. So excited to see them find a lot of success over there in the EU. I like to clown around about it, call them the NA team of Europe. But realistically, Tundra has looked pretty good, like leading up until I would say only a couple days ago in this group stage. Like they had a pretty good start, I thought, but then started finding some cracks, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, Saksa, of course, having his issue with his anxiety or whatever, his illnesses and everything that happened, it definitely hurts quite a bit for this team. Having Owie stand in, he's still an amazing player and everything like that, but, they won with Saksa and it's just a different monster. So, yeah, it's always going to cause some type of issues and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm always happy to cast these guys anyway. Yeah, I say, former teammates and stuff like that. They're my buddies for like 13 plus years. So, this should be a really fun matchup. And let's see how they match up because TSM, honestly, they looked amazing last game. They literally made no mistakes. They absolutely destroyed Shopify. Their draft looked neat, clean, no funny business. They just went for super comfort and a good, well-rounded draft. And it worked. Even though they got picked as Primal into Lesh, they didn't care. They're like, the game state is fine for it. And it was. So,
hey, you said it at the very beginning, like this is the most TSM comfort draft we could have seen. And it worked. They played it and executed perfectly. See if Tundra want to respect that and maybe put them on a little bit of a oddball draft, maybe put them out of their comfort zone. As we're going to see the IO first band, we're going to see Darkseer actually hitting the first phase bands as well as the Naga Siren.
You're versus Tundra. I think this is a definitely good strategy when you're playing versus them. You're playing versus the map controlling monsters, right? So Naga, map controller, Darkseer, map controller with, split pushing without being seen and stuff like that. So I feel like versus Tundra, it always makes sense. Especially nowadays.
Now, Snapfire is available, so it makes it a little bit difficult to go for the Undying.
Yeah.
Or you take the Snapfire yourself. So what do you, like, is there something else I'm missing here? There's Pottle, I guess, still.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
An overall first TB. Wait, what?
Tomato says, I'll do it again. Watch me.
Can't you just like Timber +1 here?
Probably, huh? I mean, could you respond with Undying? Is that good enough at slowing down the Timber? Or not really?
Yeah, you could just Timber Snap. But that's a little, maybe that's a little bit too much. I don't really like that, actually. That sounds bad when I say it out loud.
Well, then we'll see the 4 Coddle come out, get a Vessel. Boom. Easy.
Yeah. What else?
And that is a bold pick. Tundra's even like, okay,
I mean, you got to think about like what's your best 2 that you can grab. It's like Timber Edge, Timber. Okay, we'll go Enigma. Cool. They have like this one quite a bit too. So then it's what, Enigma Snap. Wow, did not expect that. So this is what they did, I guess, versus what, Shopify, I think it was quite a few days ago. I caught a glimpse of the game, actually. They won very fast at this, so very, very confident. It wasn't versus a TB or anything, but... Oh.
5 seconds remaining.
And it's, Enigma's very flexed, as we've seen throughout this tournament.
Yeah.
It's a 3, it's a 5, and TSM, they ain't moving around too much. This is comfort up the wazoo, but also addresses a bit of the Enigma and the Pangolier. And they will ban
like the Terrorblade Beastmaster here as well. The thing is like we saw last game, obviously they play around it very well, but the fact that like the heroes that are good into Beastmaster a lot of times in lane aren't necessarily the greatest into the Terrorblade, so it is kind of a cool, they cover each other. The only exceptions maybe are things like Faceless Void and Bloodseeker, but
this is quite a statement.
Probably just ban the Bloodseeker, right? I'd have to imagine. I don't know.
Not sure, but they're going to take out the Undying anyway. You're definitely not going to give TSM... don't let them run back that last draft. Now you're going to look to cover perhaps this TB a little more. So the Ench Band comes out. This is one that they love to play versus it. Also versus the Beast.
Yeah. If Kasane has the start he did last game, and like I don't know like how you actually stop TSM. Right? It felt like his momentum was enormous.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have that happen, right? Like, I feel like I've rarely seen a Beastmaster get picked like that and then just be able to run away with the lane just because you haven't addressed him. So I don't imagine that'll be the same thing for Tundra. Man, I can't believe a TV first pick. Holy mo! And I also just noticing the
Only
differences.
TSM, dude.
The differences that we got. I was actually I was chatting with Lacoste quite a bit, just like trying to get, because you can't watch every single game, and he's been covering pretty much the opposite as me. So I was asking him like what he thought about some heroes and stuff, and he's like, I was telling him about the Coddle. I was like, oh yeah, I was like, going into this tournament, I was already hyping this hero up to him, and he's like, I've seen 0 Coddle, and I was like, that's actually crazy because we've seen like 10 plus Coddles, and it's winning every single game. So, and then now we come here and we're gonna see, yeah, probably no Coddle anyway. So it's just interesting, and yeah, we'll see the Timber band. So I kind of expected that one. Yeah, I thought they would actually open with it. That's why I really thought they would open with it, but.
Man, I love the Enigma pick as a response here. Even though like there's a Beastmaster roar and stuff, it is just it has felt very strong in almost every game, just because of the threat of the flex from the early part of the draft. And then if you ever go late game against an Enigma, he's gonna have that blink BKB. Maybe this game he'd go blink Lincolns or something. I don't know, but either way, it's one black hole is all you need to win a game sometimes.
Yeah, and Malefus is good. Honestly, I mean, it's always
super
been
strong in lane.
It's always been a good spell, but now it's. I mean, it got buffed, and it's also better after the BKB change because you still with Shard you still spawn Eidolons, which is kind of neat.
Whoa, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I played it the other day. Well, I played it like a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago or something, and I was like, oh, wait, I'm getting Eidolons. So I was like, oh, cool. Oh, that's actually amazing. It's still good. It still pops. Even though they're still technically stunned, right? So they pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun.
That's funny. Dude, I mean, Nine's Pango is really good. I know that for a fact. I worry that with a Pango pick here, you can't really protect it too well in the mid lane.
Yeah, because even... Actually, you know what? There's no risk of Bloodseeker at the least. You don't have to waste a ban on that, right? Because they show the offlaner and the safe laner, so you're not going to pick like a mid Bloodseeker ever. And then they ban out the Ember, so they're taking the lane counter in particular. And the lane and the game annoyance. I mean, Ember is pretty annoying for Pango throughout the game too, so... They're covering what they can.
I imagine they look for Bryle's Puck, right? As like one of the next bans. Great at scouting the Enigma.
Puck and Pango. Or Puck and Primal Beast, sorry. Are the two that I'm still...
Oh, Primal Beast too, yeah.
Because Primal's still in, and then they can just kind of run back the same draft that they played before, and they look maybe even looks better because he'll have a good lane versus the Pangolier.
That's right. It is one of the better lanes against Pango.
Yeah.
Forget about that.
Good lane, good and great. I mean, you stop... The fact that you stop roll with Pulverize is just seems kind of game-breaking. Like, your Pango just literally, what do? You have to get, like, a Lincoln's to prevent it or something. Like, I don't know.
Hope he doesn't die so he can keep rolling. That's about all he can do.
Well, no, it cancels the roll.
Wait, it cancels it altogether?
It cancels it altogether when you Pulverize him, yeah. That's why it's, like, so devastating how OP it is. They'll ban the
that
Snap,
I didn't know.
So, look at... I mean, there's a lot of lane... Like, Snap is probably the better ban. Because that's the lane matchup that's just unplayable for Pango that we've seen, so...
Yeah. So Doom Enigma probably in the off lane, I would say at this point, right?
Probably, but still flexed, because we can play the Enigma as a 5.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Man, I would... Yeah, I like the idea of Primal Beast or Puck. I think both are really good.
Yeah, both look good. Both look nice.
But... why not run back?
You can just
from last game.
Take Rubik. Looks phenomenal here. You're versus Enigma and Pango. He played it godly last game.
TSM
Yeah.
They'll switch it up.
Ari's Bat Rider. Okay. So this is something that was banned overall first phase last time against Ari because he just keeps playing this.
Okay.
I would have liked... I mean, what if they had just actually just picked Rubik Primal again?
I actually legitimately thought that's what they were going to do. But
10 seconds
I guess they wanted, I mean, more.
Bat Rider's pretty good in these side lanes if this ends up being support Enigma. And then, oh, the Clockwork. Okay.
It's an interesting deviation. There's a lot of BKB piercing kind of disables now coming out, so good luck ever, you know, their BKB black hole kind of not really a case.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
A lot of different ways to like mini interrupt the Pango now too. Clockwork is quite annoying. He gets on him. It's the constant battery assault, and yeah, 2 different ways to disrupt him inside of his roll. Well, 3. Not bad.
TSM FTX Slark.
They just get away with the Slark. I mean, that's nice. Versus the Beast lane, you're versus Terrorblade and versus Bat Rider. They just kind of got away with murder, I feel like, getting the Slark.
We saw this banned last game too as a response
Yeah.
to the Beastmaster Terrorblade, and they do manage to get away. And Tundra is one of the teams that has a lot of experience playing Slark, right? They were the ones running like a 4-position Slark out of nowhere. It's not what it's going to be this game. It's definitely going to be the safe lane, but
Yeah, Soxa's
really
not
good
here.
Slark game. Yeah, it's not Soxa, so
They're actually these are the two teams that play the 4-position Slark, which is actually funny because Ari was the one who was spamming it in pubs. I think he was maybe with even the first one, to be honest with you, but Techie's
so
banned.
they need a 4. They're anticipating 5 Enigma. I think that's probably safe, right? Looking at the Slark lane.
Yeah, and it's just Aoi, right? Aoi in a nutshell, playing these microing heroes.
5 seconds remaining.
They don't have much for this Slark. Alright, now you switch it up. You put Beast mid, and you pick Legion Commander. And then you have a Legion bat lane versus Slark.
Dude, that would be hype.
Half
honestly.
memeing, I mean, mostly memeing, but actually kind of serious because it looks absolutely unstoppable.
TSM
Yeah, as I say, it's
FTX's
They won't
pretty
do it,
dang
though.
good, actually.
They definitely won't. I mean, it was just
Yeah,
they're just
It's
gonna target
Kasane,
Bryle.
like,
Yeah.
the alternative is you put Kasane mid and you put Bryle off lane. Because I don't think you take Kasane or the Beastmaster away from Kasane.
No, I mean they're not.
10 seconds
This is just some.
remaining.
This is some like next level kind of maybe thing that could end up working, but
5
It's a meme
seconds
drafts.
remaining.
I like the Shadow Fiend ban.
it's Bryle
That's
special.
a hero that they don't have an answer to.
Esports turn to
And yeah,
ban.
definitely a Bryle special. They get rid of the Rubik as well. So Doom doesn't have as great of lane partners to play with. A lot of supports actually banned here. Your mid Pango
10
matchup, right?
seconds
We were talking
remaining.
about Puck not as great now against the Slark.
5 seconds remaining.
Still like Primal.
I still also like Primal. It completely crushes Slark.
I
It's
mean,
got to be a
They
Primal
banned
ban.
Rubik too, right? I'm like, I feel like it's right. Like Primal just looks really
super
strong
free.
here.
Like Slark from the side lane versus a mid Primal is actually like impossible to play against because he will just, if he ever ganks your lane, even if you're level 6 on the Slark, he just kills you.
Yeah.
TSM FTX's
They banned the TA.
turn to
Dude, if
ban.
you don't Primal Beast here, I am gonna be lost. It is such a good Primal game. You have great options to play with too, right? You have Bat Rider with tons of slow and lasso.
I'm trying to think what
Clockwork
else.
to help run people down.
What else is a possibility of it? Because I mean, if that one's this obvious,
5 seconds
maybe it's
remaining.
not that pick.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. The only other options are like Wind Ranger that I can think of, which is somewhat safe. Pretty good against the Pango or Death Prophet. It's actually not a bad Death Prophet
that's
game.
a good call. I actually keep forgetting about this hero because it's just like never really played.
Turn to Puck.
They'll just
They
stick
go
with the
for the
puck.
puck.
Okay, they stuck with
Man.
it. Yeah, these Puck Primal were the two very obvious ones, I
Yeah.
guess how you could say. I still thought it would be Primal because of the Pango interaction, but... So, the thing with Puck, it's still also versus Pango. This was a traditional counter overall throughout the game because you just coil him. The thing is, Pango can still buy Shard. So, if you're coiled, you buy Shard, you click Roll Up, and it dispels the coil off you still. So, there is counterplay.
Yeah.
But maybe wanting another form of initiation and reach for Bryle.
Yeah, looking at this now, I almost feel like I wanted Death Prophet over Puck even. But yeah, a hero that we kind of forget about every once in a while.
The one thing for TSM, though, I think what they're trying to do is... I mean, they could have done it with Primal, too. All right, whatever. But I think either way, they're just trying to be active, and they do see some limited catch for the Puck, some limited disables. Now there'll be a Puck, though, so that'll answer the lack of disables that can come out, perhaps, there from Tundra, so... That could hurt. That could
That
definitely
will help.
That'll definitely hurt Bryle quite a bit there, but looking at overall game, I think TSM have a much less greedy draft, so good pressure draft overall, while Tundra, they've gone down the greed route.
Yeah, they definitely have. I mean, I like TSM's draft again. Don't get me wrong. I just kind of wish it was a Primal mid, just because Brow looked really good on it last game. He's already kind of feeling it. Like we talked about, it's good into every single one of these hero matchups. But
Puck has its
the
merits.
also very good. We've seen this hero absolutely crush in the late game. There is a, like you said, fairly good lack of disable until the Lion pick, unfortunately. But if he manages to get vision of the Lion, or if like Clockwork or Batrider just run into the Lion, then, what do you do to stop this puck?
I think that's maybe what they were kind of discussing about a lot of different things. Like they're like, all right, there's lack of disable, but they can still pick one, but we have ways to get to the back lines easy. We have a Hawk to scout, we have Clockwork Rocket to scout, Bat's gonna get Blink. So many different forms of initiation, so maybe Bryle feeling like he doesn't have to be the first one to jump. So if he jumps first and Lion goes, and then boom, 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 he can have someone else go first if Lion shows himself. So, okay, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if this one ends up working. It's a very comfortable TSM draft again. I think Tundra also got kind of what they wanted.
Yeah.
So, oof.
Nine is one of the few Pangos that I think that I like still seeing picked, because like Pango has kind of fallen off a little bit for me with the amount of like BKB or spell piercing disables. So
I think I quite like TSMs again. Honestly, they just have good ways to, if the lanes do go well, they just have great ways to hit buildings and to take these towers. For Tundra, they don't have ways to take towers. So if these lanes do go a little rough, it's like gonna be these like Midases and greed game and hope to come back. Potential there for sure, but I think if TSM plays the way they did last game with how confident they were in pressuring stuff, could be another TSM win.
I don't think you're going to have a great time against this Tomato's Terrorblade lane again. Like last time it was the Undying, which is definitely stronger than the Clockwork lane, right? So you don't have as much aggression, but I don't think this like Doom Lion is going to be able to really stop Tomato from finding his farm. And we saw what happens when this guy gets off to a good start. We'll see. I mean, this is game 2 of these tiebreakers. For those of you who are just tuning in, it is Tundra taking on TSM. If TSM win, they are through to the main event. Tundra and Shopify Rebellion would be eliminated. So Tundra, a must-win scenario for them. We'll see what happens.
We sure will. Let's see if these interactions end up coming into play. If the Shard, Pango versus Puck, if he ever ends up actually building down that way, or feels like he can't actually because he needs his itemization, and if he even needs to at all. If it ends up not being any type of issue.
Both teams. I will say, 5-hero smokes when you're playing against a Slark, or like when a Slark is on the field, it's actually just so difficult. But you got the high ground here. They're gonna walk right on in. Tundra,
what a position!
In some trouble. 33 and snaking. They're gonna ignore the Lion, but he gets the Earth Spike. It's actually gonna stop their chase. Ari, can he get close enough? A Blood Grenade is out. Do they have their own?
What a mistake by TSM.
Snaking.
I think they split.
I don't know.
They went for 2 different targets. One wanted 33, the other one wanted Snay. I mean, this is a definite first blood if they use their spells better. Whoops. Nice stun from Snay, but that's a big slip up for TSM.
Yeah, I guess they just thought there was no way they could stop him. But yeah, that was the max range Ravage from that Earth Spike, dude. He just completely crushed their hopes and dreams.
Yeah, we'll talk about the positive rather than the negative. I like that, A good stun from Snay, not some weird spell usage from TSM.
I mean, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both, for sure. You get the free kill on the Lion if you just decide to go for him.
Yeah.
Instead. But
so Tundra, I think they'll be probably pretty happy at least. They get to go to the lanes. They get to be healthy, full HP on everybody.
Sane with a huge block here bottom. That's quite nice. And we will see him open with the boar once again. Ari just going to start taking the right-click harassment from the Malefice, so have to be worried about that.
Also does have to worry about the Eidolons eventually at some point for his boar, so we'll have to be keeping that one in a very good position.
Ooh, nice little courier take there from Whitemon.
And yeah, thank God for Owie with the blood grenade there. The blood grenade also saved
yeah,
from earlier too. I was actually checking to see inventory, so who still had one. I didn't actually get to see that he threw it, but I checked his inventory afterwards, so alright.
Yeah, that was a big deal, right? They probably closed the gap there onto
Perhaps
Snake King's Lion, so well done.
Yep. See how this top lane goes. I think they're... I don't know. I don't think this is nearly as easy for Tomato this time around. I think this is actually quite a good lane to be able to pressure. Scorched Earth, you just stand your ground, and even though Clockwork hits you, the Terrorblade can't walk up unless he has meta, because he'll actually just take all that Scorched Earth damage too.
Yeah, they're just cycling the cooldown for it, right? Like every time Battery Assault comes out, he's dropping the Scorched Earth and Earth Spike. But the level 2 timing is not something to underestimate here from Clockwork and Terrorblade, and he's going to go back in again, but Tundra now has the Infernal Blade. So no greed out of this Doom, no Devour anything early.
I like this build quite a lot. This is the... I see this a bit. I see them hold skill points quite a lot when you're playing a lane that you can actually apply pressure with, so... 11 and 4, 33, pretty much missing, I think, just one last hit so far up there. And yeah, level 2, when they get it on the side of TSM, they do have this good kill threat, even especially onto snaking.
Yeah, he's gone double Blood Grenade now. Sent out a second one. I wanted to point out, Aoi has gone for Midnight Pulse at level 2. So he did not grab a point of those conversions.
Okay. Interesting.
We don't see all that often. Alright, he gets that really nice pull there. That's huge.
Stackable.
Could just Midnight Pulse the stack, though. that's exactly what he's going to do. Alright, that'll work.
Maybe thinking that this is what's going to end up happening. Maybe that's why he put the point in. I didn't see the exact scenario. I wonder why he got it, but...
He had just, like, thrown it in the wave earlier, yeah.
They're on Snay.
Oh, they are indeed. A decent chunk of damage. The meta isn't going to be enough. Do they finally get their first blood? He needs a battery assault from downtown. He gets it. Tomato on the Terrorblade with another good start.
Yep.
Nice, I mean, not on CS, but yeah. On the kill at least.
I was going to say I needed a kill because his last hits are looking pretty grim, but on the flip side, Slarks are also not the greatest, but Slark now might just find a free kill on the Skeeter. Or a free kill on the Ari.
That is a pounce. No mana here to play off of. Ari, a slow death here, unless he gets the...
He's fast.
Okay, he's actually just too fast. 330 move speed. What can you do? Sometimes you just walk away, or fly away in this case.
Okay. Oh, I thought they'd be able to actually get him. No Blood Grenade on Aoi. Can't get chased through.
The level 1 gank, it all mattered now. It made a difference.
It's true, it's true. Good call.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mid, pretty even. Bryle leading by a small margin. Maybe to be a little bit expected. That range advantage. He's going for the Gloves of Haste too, to be able to push pressure onto 9. But Pango,
I like that.
Doing well, anyway. Holding his own.
You did have to do the whole, like, leave for the bounty rune, of course, to... You know, get the refill on the bottle, and Bryle's probably just going to contest him for this one as well, so if he gets the double rune, oh, he's gonna. That's pretty big.
Nice move. Now it pulled a decent amount ahead. I think level 5 is when I usually see the pucks really start hurting the Pango quite a bit. You might have to buy the even extra regen. Bottom, Kasani again. He'll be actually okay, well, top. Whiteman's the one to go down.
Oof. Okay, just getting a little bit over-aggressive there with the meta not being available. And he actually did go the Mana Aura with the Mana Burn, so Snay and 33 have plenty of spells to play around.
Oh, he found, the Dream. I mean, they left. I guess he did see the... I did get it open. Camp. That's going to be pretty painful. Yeah, Tomato, he can't actually really step up to wave. He's 11 and 5. Doom is going to be absolute free farm, so this is definitely a bit of an issue here for TSM. Especially now that Whitemon, he went toward the mid lane, so yeah, this is going to be a slow start for Tomato.
The bottle refill, or just for... Had to be, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He is just dragging the wave back behind his tower. This is kind of cool. So he's going to pull this one in really far. 9 is going to be in a really bad spot.
Looks like it should still push forward. Nice, trying to block it the best he can. Meanwhile, top 33, he's got Vanguard done. They need a +1 to maybe kill him.
They're bringing Ari. I mean, the Bat Rider's a great answer. If he can get on top of him, the Cogs will push him back. He's got no mana. The Blood Grenade is out as well. He had a huge stick.
He's
back
out.
to full HP, basically. He's gone. Just TPs.
Level 2 Bat Rider. I mean, super low level on Ari. This bottom lane not going nearly as well this time around. I was a little curious to see why they did end up going for it, but the Slark pick was kind of perfect to answer versus this Bat and this Beast lane. Right. And yeah, 33 with a Vanguard already finished up. He is super tanky up top.
Looking at these bottom runes here, they're going to bring Aoi as well. Bryle thinking, you know, maybe he can go for this. It's going to be a regen that gets popped. He drops the coil onto 2. The Flame Break will snap it. Can he get in range for Whitemon? He will. 9 able to get up onto the high ground, and the chase will stop there.
And he gets the
coil and rune.
Yeah, he gets to hold that. Nice move there. From AUI, knowing that Skitter is actually just fine on bottom since Ari had left, so he can actually make the rotation to the 6 minute. And Whitemon back to base. Tomato is starting to catch back up in farm. He's a bit actually ahead of the Slark in that network, but not the ideal, of course, for this Terrorblade. And 33, he's going to have a tremendous start. Potentially even going for like solo kills because he's gonna hit 6 early.
Going for Helm Dom as well. Like playing kind of a very different take on the Doom from what we've been seeing.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's
No,
got
he's
a Helm
not.
Dom queued.
No.
What?
he
Wait,
boosts.
who did I have? Okay, I guess I'm just dumb. I had the wrong hero selected.
I was
Alright,
like,
don't worry about
holy moly, that the double creeps. You use the one that you've eaten, and then you use the power from the one that you have. I've never seen that before, but I was ready to hype it up.
it. All right, glad to know that I just had the wrong hero selected. Just
It's all
baited
good.
you. All right, don't worry.
It's all good. 1-1 though. Slow start. Not even.
It's super. One. Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
damn even, I'd say. I mean, the
Pretty
TV
dang even. Almost everything.
I would just say that this Doom is just very large for just a level 1 Devourer. He's 400 ahead of even that Beastmaster, so absolutely set up for success. And Snay is giving him a lot of XP too. So this Doom will hit 6 fairly soon.
I'm also curious how Aoi is going to be able to scale on this Enigma, because he's actually pretty high level. I didn't even
Okay.
call any up the Wisdom Runes. It was a 1-for-1 trade. So Aoi, almost level 5, did go back for the second point in conversion. I'm sure he's going to go for the third at this point. Yeah, so he's full farm mode. He's not going the Malefist build.
I mean, their lineup's about greed, right? Their lineup is
Yeah.
about just taking it to the later stages. It's TSM. It's up to TSM to be the ones to pressure. So if they can go down farm route, it's very, very good. And yeah, he's just gonna go straight Solar Crest. So we saw this from Puppy the other day. It's really, really good. It's a Slark versus TB matchup, so you always want to buff him up.
Ari always has kill threat on the Enigma now, so that's one thing that's kind of scary. Ooh, nice pounce in. They will grab the Beastmaster, but Skitter, you don't have an ult. You're going to take a pretty good chunk of damage here. One more second before that next Dark
The
Pack
board is
comes
on
out.
him.
The Coil comes out as well. Brile with a great rotation. Snake with an Earth Spike as well. Can they finish him off? They do. One grenade back the other way. The Roar, though. Kasane hit his level 6. He's still got a Waiting Rift available. He will dodge it out. An Orb in 1. Can he finish off Aoi? He does. 6 plays from Brile. 9 trying to chase. I don't know if he's going to have the damage. Another orb is available, and Brile. What a nice fight. Whitemon? Excuse me? A nice portal to the bottom lane, it seems. Okay, the
Just kidding.
turnaround.
He may have just killed his buddy, pulling Brile in.
You know, sometimes you get baited.
He didn't make Brile run in, you know?
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Oopsie. Brile. It was a good rotation either way from TSM until that moment. A good rotation to pressure Skeeter's over aggression. As soon as you use Pounce, I think they're probably calling the Kasane's like, he's got no escape. Boards on him. A good play until that moment.
Yeah.
Top.
Uh-oh, 33. Lifts the Doom into the trees. He's trying to find it. In comes Ari. He will get the Doom off, pushes him back. Tomato's just got to run. And honestly,
fine.
Batrider will just walk away now as Aoi comes through. So first Doom not put to good use. Good plays in the trees there.
Nice
from,
TP.
Tomato.
Yeah, great TP from Ari there. Just even a little pushback or any type of slow. Getting him off of him there. Tundra, though, they are set up around here getting aggressive. Level 6 already on snaking. Got the finger.
That kill on the puck that makes all the difference, I guess.
And look
Oh
at
my
this
goodness.
HP on this Terrorblade. Oh my god, snaking might just be able to snipe him. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yoink.
Got him!
So he's just like, how the heck is he level 6?
And,
Oh,
he
man.
looks at his mid and he's like, Brile? I mean, Snake. Damn.
That's big. That's huge for the Lion.
I didn't even
Just
notice,
a
too. Like,
solo kill, almost level 7 now.
Snake has 13 denies.
Excuse me?
What? A lot of denies on the board here when I just looked at it. 13 on a Lion, 12 on a Doom, 15 on a Slaughter. That's a lot of denies.
Alright, Skitter. Bottom lane. Woo. Let's jump away. He's going to be just fine. Alright, top tier 1. Gonna go down here. Not really any way to stop this. They are bringing the heroes bottom on TSM to try and find a return here. Tomato's gonna pop the meta as well, so just a tower trade.
Important for Tundra to get these type of early towers, though. Their power pushing, it comes mostly from an Enigma in this early game. So the fact that they get the same timing of a tower, that tells quite a bit there for how Tundra's lanings and everything has gone. Even though it's only like a 2K net worth lead, that's still a very good move for them when they're playing the greedy draft. Midas is done on 33. They're looking to punish him. Heavy rotations coming out in TSM.
This is a great rotation if they can find him, but both your supports are level 5, so you are missing your BKB stun here. Or not like, just like an actual really good stun, but 33, he's in really deep. Battery Assault is too good. Tries to pig pull away. And they still finish him off. Okay, so good find. Unfortunate kill going to the Bat Rider over Tomato, but level 6 now means Lasso.
These two supports, they probably have the two highest damage single abilities in the game of full duration, right? Battery Salt and
That's
Firefly do... you can do the math on it if you want. It's like 1,300 on Firefly plus... I don't remember exactly the math on what Battery Salt is, but...
Fuck, I'm from NA. I don't really do math.
Yeah, it's like super high damage, so if they do get on
Just a
top of
lot.
even a Doom, he's dead. So yeah, he's gonna go down the Crimson Guard route, but there is a lot of mixed damage that TSM does have, but this Crimson Guard is gonna be really effective versus Beast TV.
Dire are scanning.
9 in the meantime.
Where are we
Huge
at?
stack.
Ooh, my lord. Hello.
Humongous stack.
Mango, not really like the standard stack taker, but when you find a Lance of Pursuit, it's not that hard.
Yeah, it just takes him a little bit of time, but just has to continue just swashing through, and it's not getting contested, so that's going to give him, I mean, pretty close to Diffusal Blade when he finishes up all these big creeps.
Right. That's, I mean, it's huge. He just got so much out of this. Level 10 now.
Yeah, he's got the creeps above him, too, from the hard camp, too, which is, yeah, very, very close to having that Diffusal done.
Oh, get it off the 2 camps, right?
Yep.
Close at least.
It's going to be just...
Unfortunately, took one of them, maybe.
Just shy of it, yeah. TSM, they're looking to kick things up, though. They know that Tundra's playing greedy, right? They have an Enigma farming jungle, Slark farming in one lane, Doom farming in another with Midas. So they're looking to pressure, but Tundra just being effective around the map, and they're actually just dodging all these moves. A 3K lead now.
Yeah, Skitter's in a really good spot. They will scout him now, but he knows. He knows he's under vision, so he's just going to walk further into the jungle.
Ooh, what
no.
a sidestep.
I mean, Aui's just toying with Ari there, had no idea he was about to get hooked, so...
Give him the credit.
Yep. Very nice, very nice.
The setup
Good
though for
sidestep
mid.
nonetheless.
There we go. Setup for mid. Meta's popped. Tundra are in the area, though. 9, not the most healthy.
Ooh, Crimson Guard. Hello. That's kind of nice.
Just to block the tower. Look how much he's blocking on the tower.
Yeah. I mean, getting a multi-hero coil here could be a pretty big problem.
9 is very deep.
Tundra, 9. That's just a roar. The lasso even as well. They haven't even had to commit the coil, but can they actually find the kill first? You need to get the Terrorblade out of
hole.
there. It's just going to be a black hole. From the high ground, Tomato just gets taken down and doomed under the clockwork. Hurricane will pull him back, and the chase now is Skitter joins the fray. A disaster for TSM here. They've got to get out.
A very bizarre fight from them. I mean, 9 just rolls in, and they kind of botch both spells. They let him roll in. They also used Lasso and stacked it with the Roar. Tomato's just in the midst of everything, and AY's just on the high ground. That was very botched
got,
for
like,
TSM.
He got, like, stunned, then cogs back the other way, and then, like, stunned again, and then just black holed, like...
Oof.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
The team with the greed is winning the early game pretty significantly now at this point.
So much money for Aoi there as well.
And
That's a big fight for him.
And they even keep the mid... I mean, they can deny the mid tower, but they do keep it alive. 29 HP, the Crimson block.
That's all they really wanted, right, initially.
Yep.
They're just like, I guess we'll just get a fight out of it.
And now for TSM, a bit of downtime especially. I mean, Tomato showing up early there with the meta trying to get a tower does hurt him. Just trying to get some type of advantage. Tundra's just getting so much out of this map here.
Yeah, there definitely was some confusion on who was supposed to use what spell first in that fight, I think, right? Because, like, he roars the Pango when he's, like, on top of the TB, so he just gets chase stunned.
For TSM, you still want to try to apply some pressure. Now Doom and Black Hole at the least are on cooldown. You don't have meta, but sitting back and just letting them farm with this Enigma, with this Doom, with this Slark doesn't feel great. But it's hard for you to really force the issue right now here after you just lost a fight like that. Perhaps waiting for Kasani's Helm of the Overlord, but anytime that you're waiting, anytime that you're playing slow like this versus Tundra with this type of lineup, or any type of Tundra lineup, I guess, they're going to farm a lot. Especially this lineup, though.
Absolutely.
They're just maximizing. I'm just seeing more and more stacks. 9's got another triple or quad ancient stack that Aui's just been sending, I think, some, like, Eidolons just to stack, so he's farming on one side while stacking with Eidolons on another for his core.
And you're about 1,000 gold off of Ags here for the Slark.
Good lord. Yeah, they're very big. This is a problem. TSM have to find a big connection here now with the they're gonna get some pretty decent timings together. It looks like the Puck Blink and the Helm of the Overlord in particular from Kasane is gonna be coming out, but Tundra's gotten. They're gonna have another. They're gonna have item timings also. Blink's coming out from Snaking in a second. As you mentioned, the Ags for Skitters soon. So. And I did see that 9 purchased the shard immediately at 15, pretty much. So we'll see the, he gets coiled, he'll pop roll up, and it dispels it, and then he can actually make his play still.
That's so good. Oh, in lane. Ryle looking for Aoi. He's underneath the ward here. Whitemon will walk on in. Dude, he's actually just too fast. They actually just dropped coil, and now they have to turn around and run.
Oh, how awkward.
And he gets the D ward.
Now played.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes just Solar Crest and Faded Bro. Have a quick point. Top lane though. Dive here from the Slark and 9 is that they've committed both ults. There's no coil available, but Skitter gets the lasso from the grave. Finds the kill. As 9 thinking of going back in. Does have a lot of mana burn on this Diffusal. Tundra looking for the grab around to the puck. He ends up orbing up to the high ground, and Aoi will black hole him instead. Staking still got the finger, looking for the kill. Who's it gonna be? Prowl able to get away. Never mind.
Very awkward. They should be able to get the
finish up the clockwork.
Okay, I mean, Skitter... They jump in for the kill on RA. Skitter actually ends up kind of killing himself for the play. And then they black hole Bryle, and there's no follow-up, so... Alright. Bit of misspell usages from both sides.
I mean, you have Roar and Coil now.
This is TSM's time to go. Meta's in 20 also.
Rider kind of... Oh, there it is. You got one option here. It's going to be Aoi on this Enigma, but can you find more? They do see the Lion, and Kasane is just trying to chase him down. It should be pretty dang easy for this Euro. And one more auto attack. Really all that's necessary, they get him. Okay, so 2 finds here for TSM into the tier 1 top. Could you pressure Roach? You have meta, right?
Yeah, I think that's the absolute call. I think you want to try to take any advantage of these cooldowns. Roll up, or Pango Rolling Thunder is up, but yeah, straight to Roach. They've got the Frenzy Creep. A nice hit. And I think that is that Ari getting his Link Dagger? I'm checking here. It is, so there we go.
That's big.
Striking back. A good aggressive move to punish the cooldowns. Tundra, with that top move, she kind of hurting themselves a bit there. They really wanted to kill Ari, and it now led into a couple sequences that has potentially set TSM up for this Roche. I mean, Tundra, they're moving, but it doesn't look like they're going to make it in time. It's going to be close.
It's your Ag timing on Slark. You have no Doom, no Black Hole. You will be playing against the Rolling Thunder inside the Roche pit, but they're not going to make it in time. And once again, Ari and Whitemon are in a position to tank the whole gank. They will just settle for the Bat Rider, it seems. Good ward scouting this out. And
they might
the rest
go more.
of them. Oh, they get the TP out. Kasane, I think they saw you. Yes, indeed they did. He is alone. And he will eventually get ran down here. Malphus connects. Not much he can do.
2 pretty big kills. Actually,
2
Skeeter
very big,
gets, yeah, Skeeter gets both as well, too, so he gets 2 stacks. So they do give up the rush, but they get some nice stuff as well. Whitemon, he will cut the creep wave. A nice TP also finishes off the whole creep wave before it. Fancy.
This guy's played Clockwork before.
Yeah, that's nice.
Ryle looking for his mid-power rune, and it will be a shield rune pop. Okay, just gets chipped there by the Pango.
He's like, you want this? You're going to lose some mana for it.
So at least some signs of life here for TSM as they were starting to kind of fall on the back foot. They get the good fight. They get the Roach on.
Yep.
Aegis is on the puck. How do you feel about this as opposed to the TB?
I'm fine with it. Transformation hero, right? We talked about that quite a bit. And he is playing versus the Lion, so there is a chance that the puck could just blow up at the start of the fight, so I'm all right with it. Tomato just has to keep his distance. And Tomato, if you check out his itemization, he has gone for the SNY, so versus the Doom in particular, I think that's the few situations you do. But he's also versus Lion and stuff. Of course, won't help versus Black Hole, but yeah.
They managed to grab their Tormentor, and they get the Jetpack for Clockwork. One of the best shards, in my opinion. It is so good.
In terms of fun, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
well, I mean, you get bonus move speed. You get the ability to just leave your cogs if you ever need to.
Flying vision. That's the dream. And just, the flanking when you get Aghanims, you can just shoot the rockets while you're skirting across. That's also the best part, too. But unfortunately, it's a 5 o'clock, so we won't get to that. A decent hit there from TSM, though. Accelerating things a little bit for themselves. Tundra back to slowing things down. Going for a Tormentor. Gold lead has stayed. Kind of stuck between that 4 to 6K though, so not too bad.
That's also a very good shard. Just goodbye TB illusions.
Oh, Snake does get it. Okay.
Yeah.
One seasons. 2 minutes still on
How he
Aegis.
bought his shard.
Yeah, he bought it. He bought it and he lost his courier actually. So he bought it actually I think quite a long time ago. He just got it delivered I think recently.
Okay.
Radiant structures are fortified.
See 9 get himself a bottled illusion rune.
Always a nice rune.
Get out of the puck silence and you know what? It's initiated on here by Snake King's protected by a shield rune at the moment, so he is not an easy kill.
Yeah, he's got Aegis too, so can't really go for it. 9, he is about to actually have that Lincoln's done, so did mention it pre-game how
Whoa,
big the Lincoln's is. He's gonna have Lincoln's and roll up, so he's gonna have multiple different ways to protect himself. Now, TSM are looking to push with this Aegis that's still on them. At least force people back.
Yeah. You got the pressure from Kasane's Thunderhide, Tomato. They don't bother popping the meta, but you're right. They force 2 back, not the best, because you're still getting quite a bit on the map here, as Skitter and 9 are just farming.
Yep, they didn't react to it whatsoever. They just continued to play the map, and I think that was also, I think Skeeter, he bought his own shard, right? Yeah, so.
Yes.
Quite a lot
Absolutely
of shards
necessary.
purchased. Tundra actually buying 3 of their own shards very early this game, just really seeing how important these sometimes can be. Slarks is always super good, Enigmas as well. And in this particular situation, the Pango one. And timing with the Lincolns, they're looking for a smoke.
The smoke on smoke. Who's going to see who? They're on the low ground. Owie. Be nice if they actually catch Terrorblade. He's just on the wave completely alone.
That looks very awkward. That's the biggest catch they can find. Just walking to join his team and just out in the river.
That is some. That is really rough. He like finished BKB on like in base on the courier. Now at the mid lane, Skitter with the double pounce will hold Clockwork in place. The jetpack can't save you there. So
Big kills.
bleeding now.
Yeah, and Skeeter now has 28 stacks potentially for this next fight as well. He's going to stick around here for only for like 60 seconds, so if it kicks off that fast, then yeah. But he continues to just get more and more agi. These kills just being handed to him. Worries, more and more worries. I mean, TSM, they did some good hits, at least to get this Rosh and everything, but Tundra, they're still just playing the eco and scaling game. And TSM definitely do not outscale this. They have to get some fights that work together somehow very, very soon. But Tundra's just prepared. They back up together.
Invisibility.
Dude, Tomato. You gotta be. I mean, you don't have Doom right now, but like you still gotta be a little careful here.
They have to push the envelope, though, here on TSM. No Doom. They have to try to pressure and get something and force some bad fight somehow here from Tundra. Ari?
Lincoln. Ari looking for an opening. Doesn't find him. A Hex comes out. Owie. Thinking about going in for his black hole, but a lot to cancel. In line with just the mana drain from the lowdown. Completely burns
9?
all of what Tomato has, but there's going to be a black hole. Does end up catching him. Owie, can they cancel it? Terrorblade's going to be stuck up on the high ground. Oh, gets a Sunder up. Anyway, it's Skitter that's stuck on the high ground, trying to run away. Pounce up forward, does pop that Depth Shroud. Trying to just stay on top of the Clockwork. Whitemon falling low, but he's able to just walk away. Tomato, he's got a stick, but no Sunder left. He's surrounded by the side of Tundra. He
Skeeter's
will fall.
getting stacks.
As, yep, Skeeter stacking up 9, finding Kasane here. Another pounce comes through. Bryle trying to find some openings here to maybe find this kill. He will, but he's got to run as 33 will continue the pursuit. He has a Doom back off cooldown. Insult to injury. You lose the puck.
Oh, TSM, they're trying so hard to force it because Bum Spells were on cooldown, but the initiation is not clean. 9 actually gets caught a little bit, but then it doesn't matter. They get the black hole coverage. Skeeter ends up surviving long enough. 42 stacks. These fights can't last this long for TSM, and this Crimson Guard purchase, this pipe purchase from 33, it kind of prevented, like, it felt like 50 to 70% of the damage that TSM even put out there.
if there was a mana burn stat, I'm fairly confident the Lion 100% mana burned Ari and Tomato. So that's why we had no lasso, nothing from the Batrider.
Very true. Good eye.
Like that, I was like looking back on him, like, dude, he got like a full duration mana drain from the low ground. It was actually nuts.
Yeah. Just a great executed fight from Tundra, and TSM's was pretty all over the place with how they could throw spells, because I think the Lincolns and stuff, everything's starting to cause them big issues. And it's a play that they feel like they need to do because their lineup works, but they're so far behind at this point.
Dude, that 11k gold lead is going to be a really difficult. Skitter with a BKB,
Yep.
the Shadow Dance, and Depth Shroud. It is going to be a very difficult Slark to kill.
It just continues to grow and grow and grow. It was stuck at like that 4 to 6k for some time, but then boom, those last two fights have really pushed it forward there. And yeah, Octarine now finished for 33, so even more farm that's going to be coming up. The frequency of these spells will come up more too.
Oh my gosh, the Roche respawn. Almost instant, 15 seconds. And they are set up here on Tundra.
And they can probably look to do it if they want to. They don't have to.
Unless they get pushed back. I mean, you do have the split push bottom, potentially, if they can get down here on Kasane's creeps. But
It gets
looks like
scouted.
it's just going to be Aoi.
Yep, Skeeter though, he's actually making an aggressive move. I think he saw someone down bottom for a second. He's actually going to see Ari.
Portaling.
Oh, and he finds Ari.
Yeah, and Kasane will scout the rest, but yeah, you're going to get a freebie here onto the Batrider, and that is fantastic. His buyback is available, but very costly.
Yeah, and also if you start the fight now, you're fighting into 45 Agi, so you already gave him 15 stacks before that fight potentially kicks off.
Skitter is huge right now.
Yeah, this Slark pick, they banned it last game because they were worried about it, and maybe they forgot about it this time because they even doubled down picking a Batrider with the Beast lane. You know, if they had a Rubik in that lane, it would have been a bit better. They didn't expect the Slark though, it seems like, because this Slark pick just seems perfect.
Yeah.
And just played
Smoked up
really
again.
nice around it too.
They're just abusing this bonus night vision from Slark, and Snake King just right behind him looking for anything.
And Bryle!
Oh, he orbs right in. Oh, he gets the blink out. Snake King
Not on
just
his.
barely off the mark there with the Hex.
I guess his eyes were on the area the orb came from, not himself.
Yeah.
Nine.
Nine stuck in the trees. All right, swatch away. They force 4 here on the top side from TSM. Tomato trying to split push bottom. Can always take the portal. But Roche will be moving in a minute.
Tundra's playing as 4 there while Aoi just continues to farm. And look at Aoi's farm. He's actually almost caught up to Kasane. Typical AUI, right? Just farming up 140 last hits on this Enigma. Greaves and a Solar
They're
Crest.
huge.
Yeah. They've got all the, you know, I mean, not all the auras, but they've got the important auras. They just lack a drum at the moment, but they've got Solar Crest, Greaves, Pipe, Crimson Guard. While on the side of TSM, I think they have 0 of the auras. I think, no, sorry, they have the Pipe. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. They have pipe drums, but, like, that's not enough.
No.
You know?
Not when you're on the back foot, especially, too, when you're already lacking damage.
And they will be portaling bot to set up for Roshan, I'm guessing, because, I mean, this is the best time for Tundra. They want it on the day cycle.
Yeah. And Skeeter, you can even, like, walk around in this area when it's, you know, at this nighttime for a second. You check to see if there are any sneaky wards at the moment to prepare for it. The TSM, I feel like they absolutely have to fight this Roshan. If you give this one up to Tundra, this game feels
That is a DD rune.
super hard. It is a DD, and it's Tomato with a fresh nullifier. So that Crimson Guard, the shield crash, these things will be removed. Maybe this will give him that damage that he was lacking.
We will find out. They've got to take a perfect initiation here as Tundra smoked up themselves. Whitemon will scout them for the moment.
They're getting a good wraparound. Look at this angle from TSM.
The Hawk also finding a little bit of vision here. And they get Skitter. They get him. The Silence Blade gets the Shadow Dance off right away. So 1 spell committed at least from this Slark, but he's going to find Whitemon. Nice force step for the moment into the jetpack. He's out. They see everyone. 33 needs to be careful. Tomato wants to go in 9 with the Rolling Thunder. Cancels it. All right.
Just a roll up.
Just the roll up. Bryle's going to use that as a go, though. Trying to find the Pango. They're just going to get healed for the moment. The Nullifier will get purged. They get the Doom on the Roar. Can Tomato put in the damage? They get 9 out for the moment, but he's still going to survive. Into the Depth Shroud he goes. Bryle on the backside trying to hide Snaking with the Mana Burn on the backside. You've got the Pango, but can you get more? Snaking will fall. It's TSM on the aggression. Aoi has the Black Hole, but will he get the opportunity to use it? Skinner will pop the BKB. He's got to run, though. It's Tomato. The black hole catches
The
4! Owie! The turnaround. The tube comes out onto the Terrorblade. You didn't think it could happen, but they make it work. And TSM get crushed.
Oh my god, they were crushing this fight too. Owie just 4-man turns, just... Look at Tomato, TI winner Owie. I mean, he literally just turned and black holed and got almost all 5 of them. Oh my god.
I am speechless.
It was such a good overall fight from TSM too until that moment. They jump perfectly when 9 uses roll up. They get the catch on him. They get this crazy type of chase out. Some cool plays from Skeeter getting some save that we can talk about as well too, but everything is Owie's black hole there to turn it.
I literally don't know how he does this. I don't. I actually am so confused. I'm like trying to watch it back to see what happened there. They literally just walked in his 5. That's literally what it was.
He just turned and casted it. I mean, what more can you say?
He's like, wait a minute. I see them all.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, absolutely unreal.
What a
From
monster.
Owie. And top lane, I'm pretty sure he's fine here, right?
Maybe Snake's got... No blink. Never mind.
Owie. Or not Owie. Ari having some fun there.
Maybe not for much longer, though. Skeeter is on the hunt, and he's found him.
Ooh. Yeah, up onto the high ground potentially. Will maybe find Snake. Nah, the Shadow, or the Depth Shroud actually saving him for the moment. Does he go for the lasso kill? He does. That's good stuff. We love to see it. Yeah, lasso down, making a little bit of space, I guess. I mean, overall, I have to feel like Tundra is very happy with their state of the game now.
They're elated. Like, that bottom fight was almost miraculous from TSM for going for that type of play, but yeah, back to what we were at from Tundra just before that whole entire gank potential that they got onto 9 at the start. 9's now got Cheese, so in the next situation, they probably can't just burst him down, and he's actually gonna have a Shiva's finished up too. So
Yeah.
oh man, I've seen a lot of like 3-4 man black holes or something like that, and I think a lot of them I've seen without blink daggers.
Oh, they managed to catch Pango. Doom's coming in as well with the box too. Skinner's here on the backside, but Tomato, you got the BKB off the Depth Shroud actually doing work. The Doom will finally come out, but 33's gone, and Skinner trying to stand his ground. He's used every spell. He has BKB left. They will get the Hex on the backside, but Brow catches Lion now. Can they keep Terrorblade alive? He will. His Sunder, it's got to be thrown to Kasane, and it's going to work, but Skinner... He has a Depth Shroud up in 3 seconds. They catch him with the lasso. Can he get the Depth Shroud off? He will. So Skinner's still surviving. Will be able to TP. Oh, boy.
Holy... I mean, they're playing around just what? This ward that they just placed down, I believe? They find 9, and he had no buyback, and they actually bots 2 out onto it. They have no buyback on either of them. Okay, TSM.
Wade, I mean, did I just instantly curse him? Like, yeah, they feel pretty good.
I think we both did. I mean, 9 just walked out.
Death.
9 probably felt similar where he's like, yeah, I have Cheese. I'm like invulnerable with this Lincolns. And then he just walks under 4 heroes and then 33 TPs into it as well, too. TSM.
Oh. They find... Oh, it's the... phase shift off just in time, trying to get away from Owie. Obviously, Black Hole is available, but... Ryle. He has Blink, I believe. Oh, wait a minute. Oop. Slightly off cooldown. And now he has it. Okay, he's out.
okay.
Woo.
That was...
Fuck hard hero.
I mean, that was massive, though. That was kind of the comeback there for TSM, I would say. Like, a full item now for Tomato also finished up after the fight. Like, that was a pretty big giveaway there from 9. Him dying like that without buyback and also 33 keeping him. Those are pinatas. These two are super farmed, so when they die, they give massive amounts to this puck, to this Terrorblade, too. Okay, we got a game on our hands.
He is top net worth on the Doom. Like, it's a lot. Which is kind of what we expect from Doom, especially out of the Octarine Midas. You know,
but things have been massively shifted now. Like, Tundra were really accruing this huge lead for so long, and they found the big opportunities. They opened the whole game up, and then TSM have shaken them up again here. And it's going to be going down in the next minute or so, and Tomato is getting closer and closer to, like, he's like 6 slot almost territory.
I mean, they were 12 to 13,000 ahead. They've cut it in half.
Yep.
So that's huge. So the late game, we got to talk about it now because it looks like we're kind of getting to that point.
Still feels...
Pause for the moment. They find Tomato. He's got a gem on Skitter. The force staff save from Ari will be nice. That Aegis, it's got 1 minute left. They do not want to take the fight into it. Kasane trying to run Ari up into the high ground as well. As Skitter...
Tomato is
basically everything. Wait a minute. Skitter needs to be careful. Forced to Shadow Dance on the backside. Browse got the coil into 2. Gets snapped. But can they bring down the Enigma is the question. Tomato wants to go. The hook shot catches the Eidolons. Unlucky from Whitemon. Now you might need to back. You've spent a lot on both sides. I guess a lot of duration on the Aegis. No Shadow Dance either. But Bryle, 33 misses the Doom, but can they find the kill onto the puck? They're going to try. There it is, baby. The Doom comes out. Lion will get lasted on the backside, but 9 with a great Rolling Thunder coming through the roar. Catches him. He's got the DD. It's doing work. Tomato just laying into these heroes. The black hole again from Aoi. Nobody can stop this man. Skitter trying to stack up, but he will finally die. The Aegis puts a great use. Aoi. Number Capes runs away. Bryle, he bought back into the game. They want to try and find the kill here onto the Slark, but can they do it? He's elusive. He's got 1 more Shadow Dance left. Tomato plays into us.
Skeeter?
Oh, the damage. Excuse me? Is the auto attack going to hit? It does not. He gets away. The Enigma's going to catch a nullifier instead. Aoi with a seal totem to the high ground, but the damage is done. TSM hold somehow. It's a costly hold, though.
It is a Bryle buyback, but I'm honestly, Skeeter is lucky. Someone glimmered him. I think it was Aoi saved his life there with the glimmer, because he was dead to that attack that was flying through the air. That was a DD Terrorblade hit. I don't know. He like jumped into the TB, maybe not expecting that damage there. It does cost a buyback for Bryle, but Tomato again, a big fight for him.
I just keep loving that Aoi just casually strolls into all of these fights and is like, I got it, guys. Look at the black hole. Don't worry about it. He's just walking every spell.
Yeah, literally just waltzing in. Doesn't even have a single way to protect it. It's pretty funny. Bryle has to be quite careful in these upcoming moments, though, because a kill onto him could just open up everything for Tundra to then find Tomato. Tomato has his Aghanims now also finished up, so the frequency that they can fight with it, and also the potential combos. We saw the Flame Break with the Coil. They're going to have Terror Wave with Coil in a second, too, so maybe another little extra added element that could trip up Tundra a little bit here.
I kind of like this option here from Kasane. He's opted for the Time Warp aura here.
Oh,
so
okay.
AoE cooldown reduction for the team, and it's level 3, so 12%. It's pretty good.
Especially, I mean, for Puck especially, right? Puck is probably the best one. So. Yeah, cool. And Tomato, he does commit, so he disassembles his Dragonlance, sells the components, and uses the blade in order to build that Aghanims. And he's getting closer and closer to 25.
Airwave is a good I mean, that's an easy way to stop Aoi from walking in.
True. And they have the Coil Break, too, so there's definitely these cool potential plays that they can do. Bryle find himself a Timeless Relic. 9 finds himself a Trickster Cloak. Bryle soon to have Octarine.
If 9 can not die during Rolling Thunder now, with the Trickster Cloak, it's huge. We're almost at 25 on the Slark as well. This Butterfly now completed.
AUI now has, so now he can actually set up the black holes a little bit easier rather than getting a little bit of luck to just waltz in.
They are setting up bottom here on TSM as they know Roshan number 3. Kind of important, especially since it will be on the Radiant side.
Skitter?
Well, I mean, you can't actually cancel that channel, I suppose.
I mean, he used Harpoon. I guess it hit the link. Wait, did it link? It hit something, I think. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, maybe it did.
Yeah, I don't know. I clicked like right afterwards. Well. These tense
like
moments.
This constant Hawk vision with Sentry Wards and the cooldown, of course, being even further reduced. Like, this Hawk has a 17-second cooldown.
That's actually pretty cool. Yeah,
That's pretty nuts.
I've never really seen the Time Warp Aura used too often, but yeah, it can actually be pretty neat. And they're looking to position themselves. Roche, right? This is why they're playing around here. This is probably what is going to be their home for the next few moments. Roche, a bit of a long respawn, though.
Yeah, it is.
The Tundra, they're going to look to maximize. Skeeter just shoving out the top lane with some Eidolons and Snave, and maybe potentially shoving mid. But they do have to make their way over on Tundra. They don't know the exact timer. They're going to have to make their way down to bottom and probably smoke to be able to get over there.
Yep, he'll do exactly that. 33 finishes up his Aghanim Scepter. So, AoE Doom is available.
Is under attack.
They have this ward up on the high ground. I think Skitter saw him for a second. He's going to just pounce right on in. The force staff to save, but he managed to catch the puck. The Hex comes down and out with the blink reveal. Gets the black hole onto 3. The tear away from Tomato will cancel, but you need help. Kasane's out of mana. He's out of life. It's a dieback on your puck. It's Tomato versus the world. He's going to just TP out under the black hole.
He's caught.
BKB, but it's caught. The Hex comes out and Tundra will just wipe TSM off the earth. It is a disaster. The plays from Skitter just going in with that little bit of vision.
And they just jump in. I mean, Skitter this time around, they're able to get a good fight. The other fights, I'm still surprised that TSM were able to take them like that, as now Tundra, full butterfly on Skitter, just no fear whatsoever. And now those stacks, 47 of them.
For a long time, too.
Yeah.
That's 350. He had the 50 talent going into the, or the 25 talent going into the fight.
He did.
Top lane. Ari needs to run. 33 and Aoi in pursuit.
Is under attack.
And I think it's not too long before they fight him. Yeah. Aoi's gonna just block him off here.
Why
Ooh,
not?
Actually, I mean, the cooldown's so low, I guess.
He's also got Time Warp.
Yeah. Time Warp plus Spell Prism, Octarine. Dude, the cooldown on Doom, it's bugged for me, but it's like 60 seconds.
Now Rush. Easy
Yeah.
for the pickings. All these stacks for the Slark.
I mean, this is a free axe for Aoi. That's pretty big.
They're actually gonna give it a 9. Don't give it an Aoi.
Oh, yeah, I guess you do get to 9. For some reason, I had assumed he already had his axe, but yeah, you're right.
No, he built other items, right? Usually it's
Yeah,
Axe
yeah.
straight, but yeah, he built the Lincolns and the Shivas. Is what he's playing against, so. And a cheat. Now they have, what, double cheeses as well, too? I don't think they ever even used the original one. Yeah, they do.
That's big. All right, 28,000 gold advantage now after these couple of fights. And
Now it's-
TSM very much on the back foot here.
Now it's going to take some real throws from Tundra for TSM to try to have a chance in it. They had some really good fights, but
Has fallen.
Whitemon is under vision. He's going to be able to pull back Snake King. There's going to be a nice tear wave, a nice coil as well from Brawl. If they can find some openings, it will be big, but this Doom, they can't really push into him. Kasane has the roar, but just going to get chased down from Skitter, and 9 with the chase as well. The Chain Stuns are there. He's dead without buyback. Snake King's just going to come right back into the game. They manage to go into the base. They get on top of the Bat Rider. 9 with the roll-up gets him out.
No.
But Aoi again! A 3-hero Black Hole securing the victory here for Tundra. He's done it time and time again.
that's the way you close the game out. Wow. Total number, how many heroes has he gotten in the Black Hole on average? I think it was like 3 on average.
I think it's 3 on average.
That was pretty damn impressive from AUI in particular, but overall, Tundra as a team, I mean, this draft did look really good, and they got away with the early game. I think that's the important thing that I mostly want to talk about is how well they did in the early game when they've gone for more of a greedy route. They did excellent. You know, top Doom was free farming. Pango did pretty damn well in mid, and bottom was free. So, yeah, they actually just did excellent in all 3 lanes and then just played really nicely around their cooldowns. TSM, a couple botched fights, especially in the early game. This one in particular that we're seeing on our screen, this one hurt quite a lot. But at this point already, they were losing pretty hard, at least on the terms of the the farm, the greed. When their lineup is about being the ones who want to be on the aggression.
I feel like that fight for me was the backbreaker for TSM because it really just took Tomato from being like this, I'm kind of even, I can farm, I can be impactful, to he's just like died twice basically as a result of that, and
Yep.
that was rough. And
Yeah.
Slark is just such an elusive hero, right? Once you have the shard, once you have that BKB, it's like killing this Slark was just so difficult, and then the itemization to go back for a butterfly, oh, perfect.
Yeah, perfect. And they got like especially toward the end of the last fight in particular, just how he's able to just jump in for the fight. And let's look at that again. Just a turn into a 4-man Black Hole.
Just walks in, unreal.
Whitemon walked in
Yeah.
at the end, so technically it's a 5-man Black Hole at the very end of it there. But yeah, a very good game from Tundra. TSM had some cool moves, especially that one that they did wrapped around bottom to jump 9 when he had his roll up on cooldown and all that. But overall, we're heavily on the back foot this game. Their lineup is about getting ahead and staying ahead. Tundra's about playing greedy, and they actually got ahead at the start and were able to play greedy with winning most of the team fights. So, all right, we go to the next one. Will Tundra be the ones to be able to take it?
Tundra will be taking up Shopify in the potentially last game of the tiebreakers. If Shopify win, it's rinse and repeat, and Fogged and I will be stuck in purgatory. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is just a very good game overall from Tundra. I just can't believe Aoi managed to get this many good black holes.
Yeah, it really
on
was.
The support Enigma. It is just nuts.
It's so many, and I think we're, I don't know, at least maybe we'll see if that has any effects on like later in the tournament, but I think it probably already has throughout these groups into play-ins. It's just the flex to the Enigma. Just it's a good 5. We're clearly seeing that in a lot of these games if you're able to get the setup for it. So
yeah, good stuff all around. I feel like I'm trying to think like what. I didn't feel a ton of impact out of the support duo from TSM this game. Like they had a couple nice pickoffs when they get the wraparound under 33 top, but the lanes, because they just were so rough, it just felt like Ari and Whitemon weren't able to really get online and do what they wanted to do this game.
yeah, no, I actually absolutely agree. Like I think it's tough to say because they didn't see the Slark and everything though, but I think the Bat and the Beast, this type of lane, it ended up didn't do as much as I think they wanted it to be able to apply pressure to slow things down because the Enigma and the Slark were still just like kind of farming, while last time they were able to really apply pressure with their Rubik plus Beastmaster. So maybe we'll see some type of adaptation, but we'll have to wait and find out. So.
All right, well, we are going to go to another short break, and we'll be back with our third game of these tiebreakers. It'll be Tundra versus Shopify Rebellion, everyone, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a blast, I'm sure. We'll see y'all then.